It's been a strange 2 years for both of the newest franchises to have entered the Indian Premier League. Whilst on one hand you had a Gujarat Giants who not only won the title in their inaugural season but made it to the final in their second, Lucknow Super Giants have always boasted a really great team, qualified for the playoffs, but on both occasions have fallen at the first hurdle, which was the eliminator. Now, obviously, if you are the LSG, you want to be doing better than that. You want to be actually at least making it to, if not qualifier 1, then the final. You want to be making it ahead. You don't want to be stuck in that same cycle whereby you just about qualify, then fall at the first hurdle. It's not good enough. You don't want to establish a reputation as being nearly men. But the key thing when it comes to the Lucknow Super Giants is that they actually have a really good squad. The problem with them more often than not is figuring out what their best combinations would be. It's been a problem in 2022. And even in 2023, they were chopping and changing and shuffling players up and down the order like it was no one's business. There's a lot of talent there. There's plenty of good ingredients. Just needs to be brought together into a coherent dish, which is why I think they'll probably be, and I'm saying this, it might be an unpopular opinion, but I think LSG are going to be one of the more boring teams to watch in the 2024 IPL auction. Why? Because if you look at their squad, it's already fairly stacked. And if you look at the players they've released, it's mostly players who are bench players. So at best, they're going to be looking to bolster their squad options because on paper, they have a fantastic, not just playing 11, but even backups. Let's quickly take a look and you'll understand why exactly it is I'm saying this. Look, they only have 6 slots available. That means they've got like 17 players or 19 players rather already filled out. And look at the players. It's crazy good. KL Rahul is captain, Quinton de Kock, Nicholas Puran, Ayush Badoni, Kyle Mayers, Marcus Stoinis, Deepak Hooda, Ravi Bishnoi, Mohsin Khan, K. Krishnappa Gautam. You've got Naveen ul Haq, Krunal Pandya, Yudhvir Singh, Prerak Mankad, Yash Thakur, Amit Mishra, Mark Wood, Mayank Yadav, and of course a Devdutt Padikkal who you traded in from Rajasthan Royals, clearly having some plans for him. Look at that. That is a very sorted squad just as is. As I said, they only have 6 slots available, of which 2 are overseas slots, and their purse remaining is only about 13.15 crores. Not a lot of money to spend, which is why I said they're probably going to be one of the more boring teams. So there's 2 strategies they can take. Either they can blow a big chunk of that 13.15 crores on one player, surprise us like they did when they went and bought Nicholas Puran last year for a lot of money, or they'll do the smart thing and look to pick up a few squad options in the accelerated auctions wherein you're mostly getting players at base price. Because if you look at the released players on this list, really none of them were making a case to be a full-time starter for the Lucknow Super Giants. You can see it on your screen right now. There's a Jaydev Unadkat, didn't really play a lot of games. He was in and out of the team. Daniel Sams, same. Manan Vora, Swapnil Singh, Karan Sharma, Arpit Guleria, Suryan Shedgre, and Karun Nair. None of them were playing much. Karun Nair, in fact, was only brought in when KL Rahul was injured and they needed a replacement player. Romario Shepherd, he's been traded to MI. Avesh Khan sent to RR. So really, Avesh was probably the only one you could say who was playing regularly, and I do think they have enough options already to replace even Avesh. At most, you could see them target an Indian pacer here and maybe a few bench options, mostly Indian. Even the foreign players that they bring in are mostly going to be players who are going to be bench options. So I think if you ask me, barring any major surprises, they're not going to be shopping from this particular list, or for that matter, even this particular list, unless it is in the accelerated auction. Because if you're talking about all-rounders, say, there's no Daniel Sams, you could go potentially for a Corey Anderson or a Jimmy Neesham to kind of fill that void, get them on the cheap, ensure that they're there. Again, Corey Anderson pretty much plays similar to Sams. If you get on the cheap a Tom Curran, maybe a Chris Jordan, who knows? These are Tymal Mills. Remember, Mills has played for MI in the past. These are all players who you could get in. A Moses Enriques. Again, players on a budget who would be bench options, not necessarily players who will be pushing for a starting berth because they have enough of them already. Could see a few more Australians come in, again, because Justin Langer now is the head coach. But beyond that, again, I don't see them picking a lot of players from this particular list unless there's a big surprise coming. Other than that, they could be targeting more players from the 1 crore auction part as well. You could potentially go for a Jamieson, a Milner. If you needed backup options, a Daryl Mitchell wouldn't be the worst one. Alzari Joseph is available for only 1 crore. You could go in on that because you do need a pacer here or there. Other than that, David Visa would be a good option in the accelerated if you can get him. Good squad option, was a decent enough squad option for the KKR last year. So beyond that, I don't really think they're going to be doing a lot of major shopping. You could see them go for a couple of domestic players. Again, Jaydev, they could get him back on at base price, which would actually be the major thing. I mean, it's happened with Jaydev before, but it'll also ensure that they're bringing him, but at a lesser price, so they saved themselves some space in their salary cap. Manish Pandey has played for the franchise in the past, could go for him as well, bolster the bench. But that's the thing. A lot of these options which I keep talking about are only bench boosting options. So if you're Lucknow Super Giants, as I said, unless something major happens and they surprise everyone by going big for one particular player, then filling out their squad with players who are available on the accelerated auction, I don't see them going big for anyone because they have a very sorted squad. There's very good options there. All they need to do is ensure that their depth is fine. So 2, 3, 4 players, maybe if they get in, should be okay. They don't really need anyone more than that, and anyone more than that will just be taking up a spot for the sake of taking up a spot. That's at least how I see things when it comes to LSG in this auction. Already well settled. At most, they'll be picking out a few bargains here or there, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? You can let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTak app, and if you're already on the channel, well then go right ahead and check out some other videos we've done as well. For now though, from my side, it's goodbye.